Hi friends, in part 1 we have added various components to our canvas. Now watch this. These are dynamic circles created using a timer. So this animation is created. We can restart it, and these are circles created in our canvas, and we have used a timer. Even we can use rectangles also. So let me close this and use a rectangle for our in our canvas. Let's see, run this and see. You can see the rectangles are formed, and text dynamic colors are used, and over a time it is generated. I can restart it also. We'll learn all about how we'll create these animations and place it on a canvas. This is a blank window we have used, but here width and height we have used variables, and the in the geometry we have used the string. Here width and height directly we could have used 710 and 710, but we have used because we can easily scale it up by just changing the value at one place. We can window size we can change, and canvas side we can change. And just note that this line number 2, this is a new thing. We have imported a random range, so because we need a random number for to generate our random colors, RGB. 3 values will get it. Now let's start with our first. We'll create a canvas. C1 is my canvas, tk.canvas. Now where it will be placed in my parent window, I have declared it line number 3. So my parent window. Now here I am telling width of this canvas equal to width minus 10. So here width I have declared it here at 710, line number 4, width and height both. So I am just reducing 10 because I am giving a little edge on both the sides. That is the reason why we have used variables. So anything, I suppose I want to smaller window, I can just reduce at the one place at line number 4. Entire script will adjust the variables. So here it is, the height is equal to height minus 10. So you got the, now the canvas is ready. Now we'll place it on our grid. C1.grid, where it will be row equal to first 0, then column equal to also 0. Now pad x 0, pad x slightly 5 pixel gap we are giving from the left and right edge. So pad y means top bottom. So there also the gap is again 5. Now our canvas is ready. So I have not given any background color, but let's just see how this looks in our, okay, it's a blank window, canvas is at the, here it is. So if you can give a different BG, but we don't want to give, the rectangles will coming. Now BG equal to light green. You can see the canvas now. Let's see once. Yeah, here it is. You can see the edges are maintained and slightly bottom edge because I want to place a subsequently a reset button. So that with this we'll remove this and we'll work on it. Let's declare the variables. These are the coordinates mostly. So x1, because we'll start with a rectangle, so you want 2 coordinates. As in the previous part 1 of this video we have seen x1 y1 x2 y2. Within that our circle will come, or sorry, the oval will come, and our rectangle. So y1 x1 y1, now x2 y2. These 4 variables will be using, so that we are declaring. Now let me start with 5. Now 5, but then we'll say the x2 is equal to width minus 5. So whatever was the width changes, this will also change. So that is why we are using like this. Now then similarly the y2 will be height minus 5. So this way we have got all the values. Now the gap. What is a gap? Gap is you have seen the color rectangles, the smaller one, the gap between small and the bigger one. So x1 and y1 will shrink between with the value of gap. So it's a variable, we can change it if you want more number of with a less gap. So we can change this gap also. That's why we kept a variable. Now let's start understanding. We'll keep the entire rectangle drawing inside a function and call it. Every time we call it, it will draw a rectangle and shrink it again. Shrink it by gap or reduce the coordinates by gap. So we'll say, we'll give define my draw. This is a function we are doing, and this function will call it. Now what you will do to access that, let us, because again and again we will be running this function, x1 then y1 then x2 then y2. It has not local variable now. Now it does, we'll get the values, we can read the values from the top. So whatever we have declared. One more thing, now what we want is, we want that this should generate the random colors. Now for that purpose I am just pasting it to, for fast typing. Yeah, here you see this is the color hex value of the color. This part converts the hex my RGB value to my hex code, and here what happened, this is actually up to this is R, this is G or the RGB, so red, green and blue. So these three things, this will, every time I run this function will take value from 0 to 255, because that is why we have, it's a random number I am taking, because I don't want to fix the colors of the rectangle. So you want every time a fresh color, a random color should come. So that is why we have imported the random range library here, and this is over this 256 means 0 to 255, any integer it will return. So this will be treated as R, this is treated as green, R, G, B, and this is my blue. So three different values. Every time I run this, I get three different values for R, G, B, and that just I am converting into hex value. This is my converter is there. So this colors underscore C will carry a hex code of a particular color. I don't know what color it is. It's a random color, and that will assign to our rectangle or circle. So let me just first start with a rectangle. We have already aware that what is our rectangle. So it is C1 is our canvas. Create, you know, we have seen in part 1 how you will create a rectangles, lines, oval and images. Now I am telling x1, now y1, now this will again x2. This is the top left, then I am x2, y2 is the bottom right. So y2. Now that is what my coordinates of the rectangle. Now fill equal to, this is where I will use the my variable. So I don't know what color it will be, so it will take a random color and place it here. So every time I run it, I will get a random color. So that is the reason it's coming so colorful. Now once that is done, what should happen to x1, y1 and these four coordinates? That let it sync. So what I will do now, I will say x1, now I will reassign the values x2, y2. These four variables now, whatever the coordinates, equal to x1 will increase. So x1 will x1 plus gap. I am using the variable gap here. Gap I declared it at 25. So that I am using it here. So I can change it. Say I have used the variable. So any point of time I can change that gap. Let's say 10. I can change it. So a different type of gap of circles will come. So x1 I have put the gap. Now y1 again also will increase gap, y1 plus gap. Now but the right or the bottom right coordinate should reduce, because my, you can see the smaller rectangles are coming. First rectangle, within that a smaller rectangle. X and y, x1 y1 is increasing and y1 and y2 are decreasing. So for that purpose I will say x2 minus gap and y2 minus gap. Now this is the fresh value for x1, y1, x2, y2. But I will not draw it. Once it draws it, then fine. You can just reassign it and leave it. But now what we can do is, I kept it inside the function. But let's to call it once. Let's call it, because we want to draw once. So I am saying my draw. But this will not create multiple rectangles. One rectangle only will create. Every time it's a different color rectangle. So let's save it and run once and see the output. Yeah, this is the one rectangle. You can see a different color rectangle it's in. Now x1, y1 values have reduced, but I have not drawn the second time. Now what happens? Let me just, for our understanding, let me draw twice. I call it. Fine. Second time I call it. Now the rectangle's gap will, or it will sync, and second time it will draw. Let's see that. Yeah, you can see this. This is the outer rectangle. Now second time when I called it, all the dimension x1, y1, x2, y2 has reduced by 5, and the second rectangle has come up here. Now third time I call, I will get another rectangle. Fourth time, like that, and you see this x1 y1 I am at earlier x1 y1 was here, now x1 y1 I have added up, but what about x2 y2? This has reduced, it was here, so I reduced by the gap, and this gap is 25. I can, everywhere it is 25, all the directions. I can increase it also. Let's put it at 50, so you can get it. Now I will draw one more, third one I am drawing. This is for our understanding, but in practical we will not do that. We'll put it inside a loop and run it. So let's see now. You can see now the gap has increased to double. It's a gap is 50 now, and 3 different colors. I am getting 3 rectangles. Okay, now I close it and run it once more. It's a different color again, because every time this function, this returns, this color code is different. This comes, the random color is picked up. So because of this random number, this again gives me from 0 to 255. In between that range it will give me a number. So RGB value changes, and this I get a different color. So let's close this. To generate a oval or a circle, we need not have to do anything great for that. I'll just copy this, placing it here, and create, in place of create rectangle I will say create oval. That's all. But one of the thing I will do, so I will now this time we'll go for oval, so I will comment this line. Now everything remains same, because oval also required x1 y1 x2 y2. That's fine. But here you see we need not call it 3 times to draw 3 rectangles. What we will do is we'll call it recursive. Recursively means some time delay we'll give. This is because we want to create an animation effect. So for that purpose, what we will do, we'll go for if. Now you just imagine every time x1 value is changing. If x1 is less than, this will continue. What you will do, will width. The width is there. Width is 710, half I think 710. So half of it means these are all rectangle, center point is at the half of it. Let us continue. X1 is starts from 5 and goes on increasing based on the gap we have given. The gap, let's come back to 25 again. So every time it steps, and let it continue till it reaches the half of the width. Less than that, beyond that means there is no point. Okay, beyond that there is no point, and we cannot not required. So let's, if x1 width is half of it, what we will do? We'll do is C1. Now we are using after. After is a, it will wait for, it's a timer function. It will wait for the timing in millisecond. Now I am giving it 1000. 1000 millisecond is 1 second. After 1000 millisecond, whatever function I give, it will call it. So I am giving the same one. So what happened? Every 1000 millisecond, this will call again the same function. It's a recursive. It's like that. It will keep on calling it. But this call will be there as long as x1 is less than half, because every time x1 value is reducing by the, x1 is increasing by gap. Gap is 25. Starts with 5, then 35. 25 plus 5, 30. Like that, it will increase until it reaches half the length. So otherwise, suppose once it reaches there, then we'll put it as return, come out of the function. So for that, we'll write a else condition. Else, now we are telling return. Come out of the function, you not required anything to be returned. We don't want you come out. So here it is. This is 1000. 1000 means 1 second. Every second, one circle. Again, after drawing that, all this x1, x2 values will change. Again, it will come. Again, one more circle. Again, it will wait for 1 second. Now, single call of my draw will recursively call this one. We'll run this and see. Now, it will be a circle. Fine. See, after 1 second gap, these circles are getting formatted. Suppose I want to increase the speed. I want fast. So, like I'll just change the timer value. So, it will stop when the x value falls below the half of it. Now it has stopped. I will close this. Now let me just, you can put it 500 or I am putting it 100. Let's see, it will be now fast because at 1/10 of a second. Yeah, this is the speed I have. It has gone up. I'll close this, run it again. See how fast it is because I have increased the speed of this calling. Now we'll add a reset and rerun. Again we'll run this. That button will add. Let's add a button here. We'll say b1 equal to tk dot button. Now it's in the parent window myw. is note it is not inside the canvas anywhere, so it's outside the canvas. Text equal to whatever we want to write. I have just restart or reset, whatever you want to write you can write. So here, sorry, it is command. Now what this will do, command equal to lambda. Now restart function it will do. I have not declared it, so I have to declare. Now let me place it on the grid first. b1 dot grid. Now next row, so row equal to 1. I think my canvas is in the row 0, I hope. Row 0, so I am giving it row 1. Now row 1 comma column 0. So that's because I don't want it to be go right side. Sorry, here I have to give equal to 0. So column equal to 0. Now I will create the function here. Now define my restart function here. What my restart has nothing to do, only x and y, x1, y1, all these values are to be resetted to its original value and call the function again. That much only. So for that, instead of typing, I will just copy this. Now copy all these values here, and restart means I am saying reset the x1, y1, bring it to the original value. But before that, I must global, I will access, these are not local variables, I will access it. I will just copy this, place it here. So now they are all global variables I will access. And this is what I am doing is simple changing the dimensions back to my x1 is equal to 5, y1 is equal to 5, x2 is width minus. That's I am bringing back, because here at the end you can see this must have come down. This has squares, rectangles have shrinked. So now it is I am bringing back to original. And what I will do, I will call it once. So I will say my draw. That's all. So it will be there. Okay, let this time draw the ovals. Rectangles we have commented. Sorry, we'll go for rectangles again, and oval we have commented. Now if you are facing or any confusion is there in how these values are changing and all, what you can do is print those values to the console, so you can also see how these values are changing. Anyway, it's just for understanding purpose. Color C. So the hex code it will print to the console how it's changing, and even you can print the x value also. One, if you feel that how the x value is changing, x1 1 is enough. How it x1 starts from 5, then gap it is added, all this thing it will come up. I'm just saving this. This is for our understanding. Now let's run this. Okay, rectangle. Okay, the timer is at 100, so it's very fast. Now let me restart it. Fine. You can see here this all the values are printing in the console. Here it is printed. So let me restart it. Fine. So this is how you can use, there are various techniques, various methods you can use to create animations and all. And if you have any idea or anything you want to implement, or any suggestion or any feedback, use the comment section below to post your views and all. And I will request you, please subscribe to our channel and share with your friends. So encourage them to view and give their comments also. And please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon, so you will be notified as and when we post new videos and all. We frequently do that. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.